Okay, this is Jeremy Dieter with Unite Ohio. What I want to do is I want to talk to all of our United States militia members and leaders. I myself am not a member of any militia. I do work with the 3% militia in Central Ohio. They come to and we work in tandem together on every single event, whether it's a food drive, whether it is an elderly woman told that she can't fly her flag, whether it's a solidarity event with Anonymous, the Overpasses for America, Forgotten Country, Columbus Freedom Rally, the Awakened Cincinnatians, Anonymous in Toledo or Akron, Daniel Johnson with Panda and Solutions Institute, or the Know Your Rights ralliers up there. The militia has been present at every single event, and here's why. And this is the structure that we have instituted here in Ohio. And this is what we want other people. If this works for you, we understand that what we're doing isn't going to work for everybody. If you're in a state, if you're in a city where you believe you can give this a shot, Unite Ohio will help you. We're helping numerous groups right now. We're talking to militia leaders via the Kentucky leader from Tennessee, Indiana, and then some of our leaders are in contact with the leaders in Pennsylvania. We're talking to leaders in West Virginia. I feel like I'm leaving some out. And what we're going to do is we're going to put together a solidarity rally for every militia in their own state. So everybody in their own state, all at the same time, the same day, they have an open carry rally at their, I think the guys in Kentucky said they can cover all of their major cities. You can go to gun stores, talk to the gun store owners, and tell them what you're about, tell them what you're doing. That way you guys can stand in camo out in the parking lot and attract some attention. And then people that would normally be going there anyway, you can pass out your information. If you post up at a gun store, you're going to get recruits. Gun shows as well. Here's the thing. Militia has wanted to stay. There's a lot of militia members that have enjoyed the privacy. Those days are over. Here's the reason. Look at your country circling the drain. They need you. If you are here for the civilians, then let them know it. It is time for you guys to not only train the way that you do, which needs to be done out on somebody's land where you guys can get good training in, where there is some privacy. But then your other events, this is what we're doing in Ohio right now. The militia stands with everyone. Anti-Common Core, Anti-Monsanto, End the Fed, Anonymous, Unite Ohio, Columbus Freedom Rally, Forgotten Country, Awakened Cincinnatians. The reason that they do this, it's not about the issue. It's about if you are a militia and you are here in 2014 when we probably need you the most, you say that you're here to protect us. You say that you're here for us. Well, Anonymous isn't your enemy. They're your neighbors. They're your brothers and sisters. There are people that are Catholic. There are people that are Jewish. There are people that are Christian. There are people that are, they don't have any spirituality. That's Americans. Those are Americans. Those are, we're all across the board, That's who you defend. The civilian population needs to know it. I don't care what the media says. I don't care how the media says that they may, or you may fear how the media may try to convolute who you are. We are a civilian organization. We represent mothers, fathers, children, families. We speak with different sheriff's departments, police departments, lawyers' offices, school districts, because of the different ways that we're involved in the community. If something is happening to someone in our community, we rally around them. We don't think that the state is treating this person fair. We don't think the school treated this person fair. Whatever it is, whatever's going on, that's what we do. we find an issue that's happening in our community, and then we show up at that person, we call them, and we show up and we tell them, look, we're here for you. What can we do? And then as a community, you find out there's, you got a friend that their family knows lawyers, and this person over here, they have this resource, and this person, but all together, it's absolutely amazing. And that's what we've been able to do, is pull together people that have a graphic arts degree and put them together with the person that owns a printing press. And now we've got incredible flyers, and it goes on like that. That's how it happens. On behalf of the civilian population, we are pleading with our fellow Americans that are militia members to stand with us. You do not have to support the issue. You do not have to support anti-Common Core, because that's not what the militia is there for. The militia stands there in support of Americans that are using their rights, that are exercising their rights, their First Amendment right to a freedom of speech. You don't have to agree with their Republican philosophy, their Democratic philosophy. You're there in a show of solidarity that says, in the finest of American traditions, in what makes our country unique, you stand there in cadence, or you march, or you stand there silently, in the recognition that these are Americans using their First Amendment rights. If you were there on the 5th in Columbus, Ohio, they were using their first with their second, which was pretty powerful. Do you think it wasn't powerful for the powers that be to see patriot organizations standing next to anonymous, standing next to militia members? You want to send your people a message? You want to let the people that are watching this country circle the drain with you know that there is hope, that there is a chance that we are changing the game, because we are? When was the last time this happened? When was the last time this happened in our country? When the militia said, okay, listen, we've had enough. Everybody sees the same thing. We all want our country back. So we're going to stand there with the patriot organizations. And when, just for example, the anti-Common Core people are going to have a rally, guess what? It's not just the militia coming out with them to stand there, and they're expressing their Second Amendment right as well, but they're empowering a populace. They're robbing people of that opportunity where only the media is talking about the militia, and they may be saying it in a negative way, but you never see the militia for them to defend themselves or to give an example that argues that point. So you're giving every bit of society all of the tools they need to make you look bad when we need you the most to come out in the public eye. We are changing the game. When the militia stands there with all of the other protest organizations, let's say it's an anti-Monsanto event, well, the anti-Common Core people are coming out too. So is Columbus Freedom Rally. So is Unite Ohio. So is Anonymous Toledo and Anonymous Akron and the Awakened Cincinnatians. They're all going to converge on that event. And they're probably going to have anti-Monsanto signs, and they're probably going to have other signs, and they're probably going to wear their mask. And then it's a huge showing of solidarity. Look, this may not be our number one issue. It doesn't matter. As Americans, we understand it's that right to be able to do it. And if we can give other Americans support when they're rallying for their cause, we're going to be there. That's how we're changing the game. That's how we're making our presence known to a community that is begging for us. Militia, all across the U.S., I'm a civilian, and I am begging you, on behalf of many other civilians that now have worked with the 3% in Central Ohio from many different zones. Let me tell you what real quick, and then I'll stop. There was a 3%er that came out. It was his very first food drive. His name was Corey Endicott. He comes out, and a guy comes up and tells us that he's homeless. Corey goes to his car, gets the man a blanket, and then the man exchanged and gave us what was left of the food that he was eating. It was in a package, and everything was sealed, so it was fine. For the people that were standing there and saw that exchange, that was a powerful moment. The militia meant what they said. The 3%, Zone 6, Zone 5, Zone 4, whatever zones they were from, the 3% militia meant it when they said, we're coming out for the community. We're here for the civilians. We want to help. Make no mistake. I've got my gun on my side. I'm wearing my camos proud because I'm an American and I like to stand there with other Americans in protest or in rally that are exercising their rights. That's how you change the game in your state. That's how you change the game in your city. We talk a lot about people, Americans, civilians. Realize your strength. You want to know how to realize your strength? This is how. This is how. When you go out there and for the very first time, you have your sign with you and you go out and you're going to rally, you're going to protest, you're going to stand in solidarity, whatever it is, and you're around all of these other people, the energy is something that's addicting because you know you're driven by something much larger than all of you. That's why I say anybody that's within earshot of this video, you can be any of us on any day of the week. We didn't go to school for this. We don't have any training for this. We're just moms and dads and sons and daughters and people. And that's it. That's it. That was all it took. We were all sick and tired of our community going in some direction that we were constantly told we couldn't do anything about. They were wrong. They were absolutely wrong. You don't have to be a nonprofit. You can be a Facebook group, a Facebook page. As long as you guys have that means to get together, you're good. And if you're a patriot group, invite your militia to come out with you so that they can exercise their Second Amendment rights. And if the media or somebody comes up to give them a hard time, don't allow them to answer for themselves. Defend them as a civilian organization, as a civilian, a sovereign citizen, just a person, you know, and say, listen, I don't know why you would give them a hard time. They're here protecting you as well. Or why would you ask questions like that? Address those to me. Allow me to defend my militia. You know, it gives everybody this beautiful opportunity. Not only do you get to network and you get to, every time you go out, you're going to meet more people. You're going to get more hugs. You're going to be around more like-minded folk. Everybody who sees the country going in the same direction, you know? So, all right, I'll stop. But all militia members and leaders all over the United States, please, 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 please consider this. This isn't the early 1900s when people were in the militia and they were laughed at and they said, we're not going to need you. And then World War I happened. And then World War II and the Vietnam War and the Korean War and all of this. This is completely different. And we need to change the game as civilians. And here's the deal. No one else is going to do this for us. Nobody. Nobody is going to come and save you from your country. And nobody has the goddamn right to do it. It's our country. We're the only ones. We're the only ones. By right, by birthright, we're the only ones with permission. So are we going to do it? Are we going to stand together? Understanding I may not agree with everything that this guy or this woman has to say, but we're all here because we want our country back from this ruling class? Come on. It's time. Let's do it. Let's change the game together. Thank you for listening. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, 3%. Thank you, Unite Ohio, for the opportunity to speak on the behalf of all of us, all the concerned citizens. Thank you to all of our veterans that come out and carry signs. Thank you to our veterans that are also Anons. Thank you to all of our militia members that go out and know what it is when you go out and train in the cold and train in the rain. You do that because you want your brother to understand that I can come out, I can train in this because I've got your back in this too. So thank you to everyone. Please, please, please consider this.